two, ready, go. Action. Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm so excited to be here. You can tell from my facial expression. And in case you're just seeing this channel for the first time, my name is Tinu, and
I
with me
am I
I have
am I am
what?
Folagbade,
And this is
the
the BTL
BTL
podcast.
podcast.
Funny story, or not a story. We are changing the name very soon. So in case you have an idea for us, like name suggestion, you can drop it in the chat box. Like a fancy tush sweet name. You get you get
Like you mean another tush name like this one?
no
But this
tush
one
name.
because this one is even tush.
The kind of names that when people see, they'll be like, oh my god, not BTL. Like, what's BTL? I know it doesn't mean. I'm just saying, like, BTL, it makes people crack their head that, okay, what does BTL mean? Anyway,
I give up.
yes, give up. So, yes, guys, welcome back to today's video. We're excited to be here. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about something that we have been doing in our lives that we have found helpful, and we think
Mm.
sharing it with you you would also find it helpful. And I just want to say this, that it's not something that is alien. I'm sure that a lot of us are probably doing it already, but we just want to share basically. So what are we talking about?
Yes, so we're talking about how to stay organized. We are in a digital era where there are a lot of information
Yes,
flying up and down,
yes,
and there is a high tendency that if we are not careful, if we are not intentional about it, we will have so many information that are not useful to
information
us.
overload.
Overload, yes, that we cannot even make meaning of. It's like saying you have a lot of bags or properties in a house, and you don't even know where to find your
Which is
shoe.
rich,
You don't know
yeah.
where you put your shoe. You don't know why this table is here. You don't know what this table is meant for. You know what this so that can happen in our brain, in our minds. So
In
that's
our
what we
lives
do.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically,
Mm.
how to create structure
Yeah.
in your life and put what is for like a particular thing,
Mm-hmm.
giving like things their places. About this,
Yes.
yeah. So basically, putting things in their own box and their segment, so that it's just basically easy for you to navigate things in your life. So, yeah, how are we starting this video again? It's weird. I've not really entered my YouTuber era, so
Don't worry, you enter some. I promise you. By the next video, you'll be in it fully.
okay. So, I think I have a question for you. Was
Mm.
there any time in your life where, like, you were very disorganized? So this is what I mean, right? Not like physically,
Mm-hmm.
like in your house or wherever you stay. I mean, like in your head, you just wing the day, you
Mm.
go through the day as it goes by, right? So, or like now where you can say for a certain that if you wake up a particular day, you know what you're doing, your day is
Mm.
pretty much planned. So was there a time whereby when you wake up, you shall wake up and say whatever comes with the day, you
Mm.
do it?
Yes, there was a time I think, and that was when I was in school.
Okay.
Yes, although being in school, there's already like a
The
structure.
structure, yeah,
However, if you look at it deeply, there's really no structure.
yeah. It's
What you have in school is
just
just classes. That's
timetable.
all, timetable. But that is not all there is to your life while on campus. So I think about that time, I didn't really have a structure in my head that
Okay.
helped me keep information. All I had was physical structure, like
Like going to
go to
school
class,
and all. And
go to
I don't even
fellowship.
think that was like you said, it's not a
Mm.
structure in a way because it's just school that's pretty much created school already created like what you
Yes,
should be
what you
doing.
should be
But
doing.
like that's different from you
Mm.
being a person and like your life
Yes.
personally. So
Yeah, so
so you're just
I was
aligned
just
to
yeah, just do that.
schools.
There was I can't remember any particular method that helped me then. I was just all over the place. Just wake up, go to class, read. But that was basically it for me then. Yeah, so I think that time that applies to your question.
That makes sense. So what is different now, or at what point did you realize that, yeah, I cannot continue living like this again? I need to like find a way whereby the day will not just like go
Mm,
just like that, or like I don't wake up that day and the day determines how it runs
mm.
itself.
I think that was after I left school. Yes, and that was that COVID period.
Period.
It was even after my NYSC, or no, during my
COVID
NYSC.
was after your NYC.
Yes,
How lucky.
it was 2 years after my NYSC.
You don't old though. Ah,
Anyway, I did my NYSC 2018, 2019, and COVID was 2020,
I was
2019,
still in
2020.
my
So like a
brother's
year
womb.
thereabout. So it was my NYC year, and what triggered that was because at that time I began to write, and I began to,
By the way, guys, is a really good writer. Like any type of writing, research, professional writing. You know what?
I'm flipping my way.
Academic and everything is really, really good. Is your guy gone?
So that time I began writing, and then apart from that, I was taking courses. That was a year. That 2018 to 2021 was a year, or was a period where I really sat down and took courses just to improve myself academically and in different ways.
But I've graduated now. Why are you improving yourself academically again?
I love book. Even now, I still, even though I'm not in school.
That's why you're about now. The book
Mhm.
you don't chop half of you.
Nice one. Nice one. By that time, I was doing a lot of things at the same time. I was organizing programs. So I figured that
You cannot just be
if
living your
you
life.
get, there has to be a structure, there has to be a
Mm.
way I plan my day, my week, my month. So that was the period where I began to have, structures, put things in place. And I started with my WhatsApp physically.
Mhm.
Was it WhatsApp? No, not WhatsApp. I started with physical notes.
Okay.
Then I had notebooks where I just write things I want to do now. I want to do this. I want to call this person to talk
Yeah.
about this. I want to do this. So that was the period where I began to, put this thing
I
in
get
place.
that.
Yes. Mm.
And like, of course, the quality of your life must have
Yes,
improved
definitely. You
and all
married,
of
you
that.
married me, so you married the quality man. Did you not marry me on did you not say yes to me?
Don't let me do my face like that so that people not be thinking that why they squeeze face.
You should have married me, that's the summary.
Anyway,
Mm.
I think that's amazing.
It's
Cricket.
you know
Yeah, so I think that's really amazing. I loved that you were able to identify when you were not like
Mm.
following a particular structure in your life.
Wait, before we move
To
on, you asked me now, I'm asking you that same question. Yeah, start talking.
yeah, I want to praise you first. I'm coming down.
Okay, I'm calm.
Anyways, I'm going to answer your question. Um, was there a time where
Was there a time where you were just scattered all over the place?
yes,
And when did you now
a lot of
when
times.
did you start seeing changes or putting things in place to
I think
ensure?
for me, in fact, when I started putting structure in my life, there were times I fell out of my structure, went back
Mm,
to my old ways,
it
and like
happens.
fell back in. So it was not exactly like a straightforward journey. But I would say COVID year, aside from schooling time, because I think in my
Mm,
final year actually I really like had structure because at that time I was taking my life very seriously. I don't know, I'd met God again and everything magically just
mm,
was beautiful, and all of a sudden I was just interested in trying to like do things right, putting structures and all of that. Right. But after school COVID happened. Like I said in the last video, COVID year for me was just
it's just there.
yeah, it was just a
It's just there.
cruise vibes, all of those. I didn't go out to but like in my house. I just did
Mm.
watch God, I did watching, but ah
Thank God for your life.
I wasted my life that year.
Thank God you found me. Right?
I did some things. I actually
Mm,
still did. It's not like I didn't do anything productive, but like with that amount of time,
mm,
um you'll have just thought that I used it wisely. So like if I want to compare how productive I was to how
mm,
I wasted the time, I think I was very foolish. I really wasted my time. So yes, it was that time, and when COVID was almost or was like over, because I
mm,
was in Lagos at the time. So when people had started going out in Lagos, but you needed to like wear nose mask and all of those things. So when people started resuming and things like that, I just knew that COVID is over now, so there's no
Mm.
excuse for you to actually be useless. If people even understand that, okay, maybe because of COVID, you wanted to take a year break after COVID, what will your excuse be? So yes, I had to like restructure like some things in my life then, and also I was moving back to Ibadan, so of course
Mm.
I needed a plan, right? Because I didn't have a job. Living Lagos, it means coming to Ibadan, I was not falling back to anything, so I definitely needed a structure. And even if I know how to do a structure, then Sakwa forced me, so like I did not have a choice. I yes, I had to do that. So and from there, yes, it's
Mm.
been beautiful. Of course, there were times where I take breaks, but these days my breaks are no more than like days or like a week or max a month, right? But
Mm.
even in if it's going to extend to a month, it means that maybe I had like a crazy month
Mm.
um prior to that month I want to take a break. But it's not like I'm just like wasting my time. Just that most of the things I'm doing are not as they are not as time consuming and
Mm.
involving all my energy and exhausting and causing exhaustion like previous month.
Yeah. Talking about this thing, I remember there was a time where I was doing all of these things in my head. So I want to do, let's say for example, a project, and I will plan everything in my head and keep everything in my head. From the first thing I want to do to the next thing to the next thing, I can have like a chain of activities in my head. If I did that for a while, it worked.
But we're not forgetting things because in my case,
Mm.
like most times when I notice that I fall out, like in that week or in that month, like
Mm.
the example I'm giving, I forget a lot of things. And it's not
Mm.
because I intentionally forget. Sometimes I even remember, but because I have tied that period to where I'm resting, I'll
Mm.
just say, and eventually I'll forget because I tricked myself to
Mm.
believe that it was not important, whereas that thing might actually be important.
Mm.
So yeah, and I've I think I've just taught myself to go on shutdown mode whenever it is I want to take break,
Mm.
maybe take a day break or two. So it means that everything I'm supposed to do that day, if it's not like it's important and I know it's like if I don't do it that day, there will be consequences. I will forget.
Mm.
And some things will not have consequences, but they are important. Like you need to do them. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. So while I was doing that and it was working, at some point, for a while it worked.
Hmm?
At some point where more things started coming in, more things to do started coming in, started seeing that what I was doing was failing. So I would plan in my head when it comes time for me to execute,
Execute.
I'll probably forget a step, forget this, and I have to start what it was beginning and start writing. And so it was later, that was yeah, much later that I started putting things down. I started using my phone. My notepad was always full because
You had a lot of
yeah, and I keep
things.
things for a long time. So later I started having to delete just so that I could add more um, information, more things to do. So while it is possible to do all of that in your brain, in the brain, that is not sustainable
There is also
because as we grow, life as we grow in life, and as
life
life
just
goes on,
happened.
life gets more complicated and more complex.
Hmm?
More things coming. Now, look back to 10 years ago. Many things that we have now, in terms of information, in terms of social media, we didn't have them back then. Now we have them, and you have to just keep up. So there is little to, or there is it is hard to be hard to do everything in the head. Like you said initially, there will be information overload,
Yeah.
and it can even cause physical stress when you have many things in your head, and there's no way. There's this picture that I've seen somewhere that is like a sketch in your brain. Everything is just
Like like
tangled together,
spaghetti.
spaghetti. There's
Yes,
no
fine.
pathway. You can't see where you're going. So that is something that will eventually happen
If you keep
if you keep
loading
loading
yourself.
yourself, your
And
brain with
there's even
information.
this saying that the faintest pen, I remember the computer did and I forgot.
I don't know it.
Like the faintest pen
Oh,
is
okay,
sharper
different
than.
than the sharpest memory.
Yes,
Ah,
that's it.
Oh, it did, it
So
did, it did.
yes, it also shows pen in our own generation can mean different things. It could
Mm.
be your notepad or your online notepads and things like
Yes.
that, right? And why we are also, I think there's a balance to this,
Mm.
right? Why we are also talking about decluttering our brain.
Mm.
I feel like it's also important that when you are noting all of this down, to you are in the habit of also decluttering your notepads and things
Yes,
like
like I
that.
said.
So strike out the things that you have done and you have successfully
Mhm.
executed. Don't just also pack, because I don't know, for me, there is, if I see, if I dump things too much in a place, right, and when I open it I just see that I have to like go through a lot of things and I did not
Mm.
segment them properly. That's even like a bigger problem, because I'll just leave it until when I feel like I'm mentally ready to do
Mm.
that. So yes, I think when we're trying to like also dump things in our notepad and things like that, we can just make it as detailed and with the necessary
Yes,
information,
and even
right? So that
as
you are not
simple
just,
as
yes, as
possible.
simple as possible. So that
Mm.
when you go back, it's just very easy for you to
Mm.
see, okay, when I was writing this, I was thinking A, B, C. And when you just pick your notepad
Mm.
back, when you see the ABC, you just can easily execute and you're not giving yourself that stress to
Yeah.
go through it again and try to understand
Mm.
your process and things like that.
Yeah, talking about decluttering and making it easy. So there's this book that I read, which really exposed me to what we are seeing here. So like I said, we've been doing it, but we didn't know this was what we're
What we're
doing.
doing.
When I read the book, I think it helped me to actually see that, okay, this is what I'm actually doing, and there's a name for it.